I ask that you name your layers, right? So if I make a new layer, by default, it's going to be called layer 1. What I want you to do is double click on that, and I want you to call it legs, right? Why legs? Because we're going to select the bird's legs in a little bit, okay? But by naming the layers, what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to recognize what each layer is, and that's going to make the process of working on your document faster, because then you're not going to be shifting between 17 different layers trying to figure what different objects are. Because even though you can make these thumbnails bigger, they're never going to be big enough that you're really going to be able to see what is going on in there, okay? If there's a small little object in the right-hand corner within this transparent background, it's going to be really hard to tell, okay? Whereas if you name it, then you can turn it on and turn it off with ease. All right. So what I prefer to do is I'm going to select this image. Actually, first thing I need to do is, because I placed this image on the document, it's going to come on as a smart object. A smart object, in the case of a JPEG, it's going to allow it to be more infinitely scalable within your document. You're not going to lose quite as much resolution, but you're not going to place any kind of alterations or adjustments on it until you rasterize the image, right? So because I placed the image into this box, I need to rasterize it. So I'm going to make sure I have my layer selected, layer, and then I'm going to go to rasterize, smart object. Suppose I want this leg to be bigger. Like maybe I'm going to do an image in which I am going to have these, like this creature of just these birds' legs, right? And I want the legs to change in size. I can adjust the sizes by selecting the layer. Then I'm going to go up to Edit, Transform, Skew, Rotate, Scale. Any of those, I can access it that way. And that'll allow me to adjust the scale, and I press Shift, I can get it uniform in size. Command Z. Or I could press Command T. All right? You can see I have this dialog box, but it doesn't give me the option about scale, skew, perspective, mesh, warp. And so all I need to do is I need to right-click or control-click inside that box, and I'll get all of those same options, right? And then press Scale, and I can adjust the scale on this, right? Move this over here, and then when I'm done, I press Enter. You can see now it's saved, right? Very simple. I can duplicate layers, or right-click, duplicate, like that. Or I can, again, just press Command J. And I have left leg copied. That's too generic of a term. All I'm going to say is to maybe reduce it so it just says left leg 1. So, and so now here I have 2 of these legs. Now it doesn't look like I have 2, but if I choose this move icon, or what do they call this thing? Move tool. I can move it over, and now you can see I actually have 2 legs here, right? Now on this leg, I was in the middle of writing that. Left leg 1. I'm going to select that one. I'm going to press Command T. I'm going to right-click, control-click, and I'm going to choose Rotate. All right. To rotate an image, you can see when I come outside of the box, I got these 2 arrows on a corner with a radius on it, and then I can kind of come in here and I could start doing this. So let's maybe do a little pinwheel thing, because that's not creepy. Command minus. All right, there we go. Then I press Enter, and then I press Command J. You can do it like this, or you can press Command J, Command J, Command J, Command J, Command J, Command J, Command J. Just duplicate it multiple times. Or you can even select 3 and then press Command J. And I believe that will, let's try that, if I remember right. Command J. If I selected 3 and then press Command J, it didn't save them as one new layer, but so now I have 6. It's a way to kind of duplicate things multiple times. I'm going to just come in here real quick, left leg 3. And for my own purposes, as long as this 1, 2, 3 stays in a chronological order, or some kind of ascending or descending order, it's not chronological, I will know where they should be at, right? So I did left leg 1, 2, I'm on 1, and I'm on 2. I'm going to take that one, I'm going to move that over here. I'm going to press Command T. I'm going to choose rotate. Rotate that just a little bit more. Right there. I am going to press enter. Leg 3, we're going to do this just a few times. Command T. Rotate. Move this over to here. On those lines. Like this. Enter. Left leg 4. Command T. Rotate. It's fine. Enter. And left leg 5. Command T. Rotate. There we go. That's good. That's not creepy at all. And press enter. There we go. I have all my layers right there. They're stacked, rotated. If I want to turn something on or off, I can. I feel like that is more. Now it looks like 2 legs, and that's your tetrahedric color scheme right there. The second way to alter an image is going to be through the burn dodge tool. Let's see, what does it say? Burn darkens and dodge lightens, and I have to look at that every time because I think burn should lighten something because I see fire. I think fire gives you light, but it's a photography technique. Back up to rasters. All right. So second way. So let's say I'm looking at the torso of this bird right here, and I want to make it darker. On the tools on the left-hand side, you got the hand. Click on the hand, you click and hold it. Then you can choose between dodge, burn, or sponge tool. Dodge is going to be lighten, burn is going to be darken, sponge is going to be a saturation tool. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right. Upper left-hand corner, or upper or top, I guess. You have the control panel. I'm going to adjust the size of this a little more. I want it so it's a little bit bigger. The hardness is the hardness of the line of the edge of this shape, this circle right here. So if I want it to be a very crisp line, so a very defined circle like that, I'm going to want it to be at 100%. If I want it to be very soft, so it's a little bit softer on the edge right there, I'm going to use something closer to 0. All right, or somewhere in between. So I'm going to choose, because I want to lighten up the chest of this bird, just something around 60% there. Nothing exact. If you know the exact percentage you want to do, you can click in here and you can type the number manually, or you can use the scroll bar. Now what I want to do is I want to zoom in on this neck. To zoom in, I'm going to press Command plus. Command is next to the key or the space bar, and the plus sign is up at the delete key. I'm going to zoom in, and then I'm going to scroll up so I can see a little bit more of this chest. All right. And then I'm going to click and I'm going to hold, and you're not going to see much here. Actually, no, you can choose the range. I'm going to choose the highlights. There you go. So that's darkening the chest of the bird. Alright, so it's going to make it a little bit darker right there. Anytime I unclick and then I click again, you can see that it makes it, it overlaps itself and makes sections of it darker. So you have to be very careful about when you click and when you don't click. Alright. Let's see. Dodge tool. is going to lighten areas up. So we're just going to come to the dark. We're going to go to shadows, lighten this up. I don't know if it'll lighten up the feather. Let's go right here. Right there. Let's see, shadows. Oh, the hardness is soft. And then I can kind of lighten up this feather area right here. I don't know how well that's showing up on there. A little bit. All right, you can adjust the exposure on that. So if I want it to be more effective, I can choose it at 100%. Right there. I can, if I want it to be a lot more controlled, I can reduce that. So I'm just making softer touches on that. And then we have the sponge tool, and that's going to allow me to either saturate or desaturate an image. I'm going to choose saturate. And Command 0 is going to take me back to 100% viewing area. And then I can come into here. Let's move this up top. Let me make that bigger. See that. I'm trying to saturate something so you can see that. There it is down there. So it's making that grass, the color in that grass, a lot more saturated. Can you guys see that? Okay. So that's under the dodge and burn tool on the left hand side there. All right. Select. That doesn't fit my color scheme, right? So if I want trying to think about how much I should tell you. So if I've selected an analogous color scheme, one way of choosing colors or defining colors, and this is very convenient, is I'm going to come up to Chrome, Safari. Chrome is in your applications folder. If that's your preferred viewing browser, which it is mine, it does not have to be yours. You click your applications folder, you find it, you click in the application, drag, and you drop it into your dock. You drop it into your dock that way. Okay, I already have it in there, so I don't want to duplicate it, but that's the way to get it in there so you have quick access. But these preferences are only going to save to the computer you're working on. All right. So if this is the computer you're going to plan on working all semester, great. If you're thinking you're going to bounce around, then don't worry about it too much. All right. But in here, I saved this link. I don't know yet how to save links under my CIA. This is going to allow, and it's limited, right? So it doesn't give you all the color options that you're looking for, right? So, but in terms of an analogous color scheme, you'd be looking at this one and this one right here. 1, 2, maybe the reds, and you can move these around right there. So that would be closer probably to analogous. And then you can zoom in and zoom out to adjust the value of this right there like that. And what this is going to do, get rid of these two. Oh no, that's the must be the final. Let's go to that one. I'm only looking at this one and that one right there. Is it's going to give me my key, and this is the number I'm looking for. I can copy this, Command C, come back to Photoshop. Let me try to remember how to do this. At the very least, I can place it in here. Here it is right here, number, Command V. That's that color. I'm going to add to swatches. Call that burnt orange right there. And now I can find in a second when it saves it itself in there. It's taking a really long time. Okay, that's taking too long. It'll save it into the swatches panel right here. Oh, there it is right there. Then you can access that color that way, right?